Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1983 postseason is on the air. We are at Veterans Stadium. This is Game 1 of the National League Championship Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Philadelphia Phillies. The Dodgers went ahead and took care of the Montreal Expos in their series. The Philadelphia Phillies knocked out the Braves in their division series. This actually is the historical matchup between the Dodgers and the Phillies. These two teams did play in the NLCS in 1983, although that was a best of 5. This is a best of 7, and I'm not using those. And of course, I'm not using the actual lineups for that series. We're going to continue using my lineups as we've been going through. So in 1983, it was still a best of 5. This is a best of 7. So the Dodgers and the Phillies will actually meet in the historical NLCS, only this time it's a little different. Captain Carl 8 is first to join us here at Veterans Stadium. Nothing like playing on turf-covered concrete. This series is going to be done according to the votes and everything everything done on the poll that I did. The Dodgers-Phillies series will be Inside Pitch. The Tigers-White Sox series will be Fall Classic, and we will start that series, of course, tomorrow night. But tonight we are at the Vet, as the Dodgers and the Phillies will play each other now in this series. And Fall Classic and Inside Pitch, we could get some very interesting results when you mix two engines. So we'll see what happens tonight as we get ready for game 1 of this series. So if everybody's settled in here, not an empty seat anywhere in the Vet, let's get right to it. Starting pitcher for the Philadelphia Phillies is their number 1 starter, John Denny. He is 1-0 for the postseason, and he has 1 complete game. We are at Veterans Stadium. Neutral favors pitchers a little bit. 122 home runs, adds 3 to strikeouts, and adds 1 to walks. So we are set and ready to go. A huge series about to begin. The actual rematch between the Dodgers and the Phillies here and on the network. The NLCS, but this is a best of 7, and we'll see what happens tonight as XSG2 joins us here at Veterans Stadium. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Dodgers, second baseman Steve Sax. He is batting .381 for the postseason so far. We're going to use powder blue, white, and red dice. Phillies are the home team. Not an empty seat. The fans here at the Vet hoping the Phillies can get to the World Series. They've already won 1 World Series on my network, and that was 1976. And the Dodgers have also won a World Series on the network. That was 2016. So either way, one of these two is going back to the World Series. But they got to get through each other first. Let's see what happens. Denny, 3-1 at the park. Veterans Stadium, 2-6. And we start with a blank. We start with a rare play with the bases empty. And that is a 64. Possible catcher interference. Check catcher for error. That is Diaz. Diaz's error rating is an 8. That is going to be a 2, and it's going to be catcher's interference, and Sax goes to first. Well, that's an interesting way of starting a series. That's going to be an E2. First error on the Phillies as Bo Diaz makes the error there. So Sax goes to first. And that will bring up the center fielder, Kenny Landreau. He's batting .477 for the postseason. He has a home run. He did get a cycle in Fall Classic. Sax at 56 steals, and that's a 20. Denny fires to first, and nope, almost committed an error. But Sax is safe. Denny, 2-3, strikeout 9. Cold strike 3 on Landreau. First strikeout for Denny. Denny had 139 Ks in 83, and it'll get him there. Veterans Stadium does add 3 to the strikeouts, and Landreau had a 7 there, so 1 out. Next batter is the left fielder, Dusty Baker. He's batting .334 for the postseason. Sacks on it first, and he will again. Denny fires over to first, and he throws the ball into the dugout, and Sacks goes to second. So that's going to be an E1, second error on the Phillies in this inning, and Sacks will go to first. So to second, actually. So Sacks goes to second on an error by Denny as he tried to pick him off. Re-roll the strategy, and this time Sacks will stay put. Denny will pitch. Denny, 2-1, error on a grounder. Baker, 3-4, base hit right past into center field. That's going to be a 3. Center fielder for the Phillies, Maddox, has an error rating of 4. That's going to be an error. And he's going to make an error in center field. That's automatically going to score Sacks. So an error there. And Baker's going to automatically take second on the error. So an error out there in center field, and Baker's going to take second. That is the third. That's a single and an error for Baker. So he gets an RBI single, and that is also an E8 on Maddox, and that is the third error in this inning. And just like that, the Dodgers take a 1-0 lead. Holy cow, what a way to start. 3 errors in the first inning. Here comes the third baseman, Pedro Guerrero. He's batting .334 for the postseason. He has a couple of bombs. John Denny saying, come on, guys, wake up. Denny's going to pitch to Guerrero. Strategy roll, nothing on the 16. Denny will pitch. 1-2, strikeout, and he got him. He'll get Guerrero there. Second strikeout for Denny, and 2 away. And now the first baseman, Greg Brock. Brock is 3 for 17 for the postseason. Baker on it, second. Nothing happening. The Dodgers played Fall Classic in the division series. The Phillies played inside pitch. Pitch from Denny. 6-3, error on a throw. Brock, 4-1. And that's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Morgan. Morgan's error rating is an 8. And he's not going to make an error. That's going to be a 16. He'll go ahead and throw that over to first. And the side is retired. 1 run, 1 hit, 3 errors. Gee, Phillies better wake up. We go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Their number 1 starter, Bob Welch. He is 2-0 for the postseason so far. Leading off for the Phillies, right fielder, Von Hayes. He's 3 for 14 for the postseason. Bottom of the first, Dodgers a 1-0 lead as the Phillies forgot how to play defense. Welch, 4-6, that's a blank. Hayes, 3-4, base hit into right field. Hayes leads off with a single. Single for Hayes, he gets a hit. And that will bring up the first baseman, Miss Charlie Hustle, Mr. Peter Rose. Hall of Famer? No. One of the greatest of all time. Damn straight. Rose is 6 for 15 for the postseason. Winner will take on the Yankees. Hayes had 20 steals and nothing on the 11. He'll stay put. Welch, 3-5. Range play at the park. Veteran Stadium, 6-5. That is a home run to center field. But Rose has zeros. It's not happening. So now it's a range play to center field. And that is going to be Landro. Landro's range is a 3. If he doesn't make it, it's an automatic double. And nope, that's going to be an automatic double. Rose is going to roll away from second. Hayes is going to go to third. So that's going to be a double to center field. +1. Hayes is a 5. +1 is a 6. There's not going to be a throw. Hayes is going to score. We're tied at 1. So Rose goes ahead. He'll bring Hayes home on an RBI double by Rose. And we're tied at 1 already. Here's the second baseman, Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer. No doubt in my mind. He's 2 for 16, though, for the playoffs. Still nobody out, bottom of the first. Welch will go ahead, strategy roll, and nothing on the 4. Rose will stay at second base. Pitch from Welch. 6-1, strikeout, called strike 3 on Morgan. He got him. First strikeout for Welch. He had 156 of them in 83. And now the third baseman, Michael Jack Schmidt, greatest third baseman of all time. He's 3 for 11 for the postseason so far. He does have a home run. He's the only one that has a home run on the Phillies. Welch, strategy roll, and Rose will stay put. Welch will pitch. Welch, 6-2 against the righty. It's blank. Schmidt, 6-3, ground ball to first. That'll get picked up by Brock, and he'll take it to the bag himself. Rose moves to third. Here's the left fielder, Gary Matthews. Matthews is 5 for 14 for the postseason. 2 outs here, bottom of the first, tied at 1. Game 1 of this NLCS. Strategy roll, nothing on the 18. Welch, 4-3, range play. Matthews, 3-1, grounder right back to Welch. Ground ball right back to him. Welch's range is a 3, and he's got it. Makes a play there. He'll prevent a run, and Welch will take his time and toss it over and retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits. We're tied at 1 after 1. Aces on the scoreboard. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Dodgers is the right fielder, Mike Marshall. Marshall batting .300 for the postseason. He does have a home run. Denny will pitch. And 3-4 against the righty. Strikeout. That just missed. Marshall, a 1-1, and it's a hard line out right to short, gloved by DeJesus. And that's out number 1. Here's the catcher, Steve Yeager. Yeager's batting .200 for the postseason. Denny will pitch. And 3-1, that's at the park. Veterans Stadium, 4-2, base hit into right field. Yeager gets a single, and he'll hold it first. Here's the shortstop, Bill Russell. Russell batting .250 for the postseason. Yeager did have a stolen base, and he's not going to get one here. Pitch from Denny, 4-3, strikeout 5, called strike 3 on Russell. There's going to be a lot of called outs, I think, a lot of called strike 3s. That's the third K for Denny, 2 away. Here's the pitcher, Bob Welch, batted .096 in 83. He did have a home run. Yeager on at first. Pitch, strategy roll first, and Yeager stays put. Pitch from Denny, 3-2, it's a blank. Welch, 6-2, grounded to shortstop. Easy play for DeJesus. He's going to throw to first to get Welch. And that ends the inning, a much better inning for John Denny. Nothing across, no runs, and there was a hit. But we go to the bottom of the second, tied at 1. Leading off for the Phils, center fielder, Gary Maddox. 2/3 of the earth is covered by water. The third is covered by Gary Maddox. He's 3 for 13 for the postseason. Welch, he will deal. 4-2, error on a grounder. Maddox, 3-3, and that's not an error. It's a ball hit to third. That's a speed check. Maddox's base running rating is a 3. The throw to first, they got him. 1 out. That becomes a ground out to third, and Maddox will be thrown out of there. Heck of a play by Guerrero. Here's the catcher, Bo Diaz. Diaz is batting 2 for 14 for the postseason. Pitch coming from Welch. 3-2, range play. Diaz, 2-5, ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Brock. He wasn't too bad. His range is a 3, and he's got it. Welch will come on over, and it will be Brock throwing to Welch for the out, And that's out number 2. Nice play by Greg Brock. Here's the shortstop, Ivan De Jesus. He's batting 4 for 13 for the postseason. Welch will deal. And 4-3, range play again. De Jesus, 1-6, ground ball to short. This time it's a range play for Bill Russell. Russell's range was a 4. He's got it. Nice play by Russell. And he'll throw to first to get the out. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Welch. Tied at 1 after 2. Top of the third coming up. Top of the order for the Dodgers as well. Here's Steve Sachs. And Sachs reached on an error and scored on an error. Denny will pitch to Sachs. And 3-5. Home run chance. The 18 is too high. Sachs, 1-1. That's a grounder to second base. Easy play for Morgan. And Morgan tosses it over for the out. Here's Landro. Landro's 0 for 1. Pitch from Denny. 4-5. That's a blank. Landro, 1-2. And a grounder to second base. Once again, Morgan will make an easy play. And that's out number 2. Next up is Baker. Baker got a base hit his first time up. Denny, he'll go ahead, set it up and deal. 3-3, that's a blank. Baker, 6-2, fly ball into right. That'll be taken care of easily by Hayes. And he's got it and makes the catch. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers, and we go to the bottom of the third. Leading off will be the pitcher, John Denny. He batted 169 in 83. He had a couple RBIs. Welch will go ahead and deal. Welch, 6-4, error on a throw. Denny, 1-1. Nope, that's going to be a fly out. Fly ball to right field. And an easy play for Mike Marshall. Here's Hayes. Always felt Von Hayes was a very underrated player. I think Hayes was one of the better players the Phillies had back in the 80s. Hayes got a single his first time up. Pitch from Welch. And 4-4 against the lefty. It's a blank. Hayes, 5-1, ground out, second base. Handled by Steve Sachs. And that's out number 2. Here comes Charlie Hustle. He got a double his first time up. Tied at 1, bottom of the third. Pitch from Welch. 2-6, possible error. Rose, 4-2. That's a fly ball to left field. That's a 4. That's not going to be an error anyway. Dusty Baker's going to get to that with no problem. And he will make the catch and retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Phillies. So far, both pitchers have settled down since the first. We're tied at 1 after 3. On to the fourth inning. The original beast mode, Pedro Guerrero, leads off. He's 0 for 1. Pitch from Denny. And 6-6 against a righty. It's an automatic out. And it'll be a ground out to short. Easy play for De Jesus. And that's out number 1. Here's Brock. Brock is 0 for 1. Denny, he will pitch. Denny, 6-1, possible error. Brock, 4-4, grounder right back to Denny. Denny's error rating is a 10. That's a 10, and he's going to make an error. Another error on Denny. Brock is safe. That's going to be an E1, and that is the 4th error on the Phillies in this game. Playing very sloppy defense. Marshall coming up next. He's 0 for 1. At handcuffed Denny. And Brock is on first. Brock at 5 steals. And that's a 3. He's staying put. And Marshall is going to swing away normally. Denny will pitch. Denny, 5-5 against the righty. It's an automatic out. And it's a ground out to short. 3-3-4. Second base pivot Morgan 0. A 1-4. It's a double play. They got it. Side retired. 6-4, 3 double play. The error doesn't hurt them. No runs, a hit. No runs, no hits. There was an error. But the Dodgers just kind of fizzle out real quick on that one. And we go to the bottom of the fourth. 4 errors in the Phillies in this game. Oof. Joe Morgan leads off. He's 0 for 1. Welch will deal with Morgan. And 4-1. Walk. Yeah, ball 4. He walked him. So Welch walks the leadoff batter. That is the first walk given up by Welch. He had 68 of them in 204 innings pitched. Here comes Schmitty. Schmitty is 0 for 1. Morgan at 18 steals. And he gets the steal sign. 18 minus 3 is 15. Yeager minus 2 is 13. But you got Schmidt at the plate. I think you let Schmidt swing. I'm going to call that steal off, and I'm going to let Schmidt swing. Welch will deal. 1-5, strikeout. Yep, that's what that is. It's a K. And that is the second strikeout for Welch, 1 down. Here's Matthews. Matthews is 0 for 1. Strategy roll again, and this time Morgan is staying put. Welch will go ahead and deal. Matthews actually, did he get the hit and run? Yeah, he actually did get the hit and run, but Matthews can hit home runs a little bit against righties. I'll go ahead and let him swing. Welch, 1-1. Against the righty, it's an automatic. Out, and it's a fly out to left. Dusty Baker will take care of that, and that's out number 2. Here's Maddox. Maddox is 0 for 1. Morgan stays put. Welch will go ahead and deal. Welch, 6-1, strikeout, no. Maddox, 4-2, and it's grounded to short again. And that'll be handled by Russell, and he will throw it over and retire the side. Nothing across except a walk. We're tied at 1 here after 4 as Doug Hunt joins us here at Veterans Stadium. I got to say something about you there, Doug. You are pretty much at every single game I do. And everybody that's in my chat that joins me for a game, I thank you very much. But Doug, you're pretty much at every single game I do. I thank you, sir. And you're also at a lot of other games too, not just mine, but you're usually at baseball demos. You join us for Dave Gardner. You join us for Ron Juckett. I mean, really, you're just all over the place, Doug. I think you're the best. We go to the top of the 5th. Leading off for the Dodgers will be Steve Yeager. Yeager got a single his first time up. Tied at 1. Phillies have committed 4 errors in this game already. They're lucky they're tied. Denny will pitch. Denny, 1-6. That's at the park. Veterans Stadium. 6-4. Base hit into right field. Yeager rounding first. He's got to try for second. Base runner 2. Right fielder is Hayes as a 0 arm. A 1-2. Yeager is safe. And it's a possible out. That is a possible out. Hayes has an arm rating of 0. A 1-4. Yeager is out at second. And he is 1 out. Yeager tries to turn a single into a double. And he is thrown out by Von Hayes. Stadium cheers. Yay! Yes, no matter what game you do, it's always worth the watch. I thank you very much there, Doug. I really do. Here's Russell. He's 0 for 1. A big-time throw by Von Hayes to get out Yeager. Pitch from Denny. 4-4. That's a blank. Russell, 4-3, and he flies out the left. Gary Matthews will get it. That's out number 2. Here's Welch. Welch is 0 for 1. Pitchers duel here, as I kind of expected. The combined ERA of these two pitchers is 4.9. Welch will pitch. Denny will pitch. Denny, 2-5. Pitcher result against a righty. A 1-18 is an automatic out. That's a 13. And that's a ground out to second. Easy play handled there by Joe Morgan. And he'll throw it over and retire the side. 1-2-3. Well, actually, no, really. No runs. There was a hit. But Steve Yeager thrown out at second base trying to stretch. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Next batter is Diaz. Diaz is 0 for 1. Phillies have the home field in this series. Games 1, 2, 6, and 7 will be here at the Vet. Games 3, 4, and 5 are at Dodger Stadium. Welch, 3-2, range play. Diaz, 4-3, fly ball center field, a chance for Landro. Landro's range is a 3. Nope. And that's going to be a base hit. Almost became a double, but Diaz will hold it first. Diaz will get a single as Landro just couldn't get to it. And now here's De Jesus, and he's 0 for 1. Diaz did have one steal, but he's not stealing here. Welch will pitch to Jesus. 6-4, error on a throw. De Jesus, 4-5. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball to right field. And that's going to be caught by Marshall for out number 1. Hayes does, right fielder Marshall does have an error rating of 4. That is a 7. He's not going to make an error throwing the ball in. So that's out number 1. You always still got to check to see if there's on an error on a throw now. Okay, even if it's even an inside pitch, you still got to throw to see if the ball is a mistake. Even on I think even on a fly out, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Let me just see something here with that. On a fly out, 8 yet throw. If no runners on error, if no runners on, no error. All right. So, but if there is a runner on, you do check. So 1 out. That'll bring up Denny. We may see a bunt. So let's see what we got here. Strategy roll for Diaz. And he gets the steal sign, but he says, no. So we're gonna see a bunt here. So I'll try to turn around here. So we're gonna see a bunt. Denny, a bunt rating of 3. Pitch from Welch. And that's a 5-3. Strikeout 13. No, that's gonna be too high because a bunt rating is halved. So now Denny will lay down the bunt. And that is bunted right to first base. That's a 1. It's going to be perfect. And Diaz is going to get the second. That'll be picked up by Brock. The only play he has is on Denny. So a sacrifice hit to first, and there are 2 outs. Perfect bunt by John Denny on a 1. There was no way that was missing anything. So now with 2 outs, here comes Hayes with a runner in scoring position. Hayes is 1 for 2. Tied at 1, bottom of the 5th. Game 1 of this NLCS. Strategy roll, wrong die. Nothing on the 15. Diaz stays put. Welch very good at throwing runners out at pickoffs. Pitch from Welch. 5-2. That's an automatic. Out! And it'll be a fly out to center field. And handled easily there by Landro. And the inning is over. No runs and a hit. Definitely a pitcher's duel here between Welch and Denny. And kind of like what I expected. Tied at 1 after 5. We go to the top of the 6th. Steve Sachs leads off for LA. He is 0 for 2. Reached and scored on an error. Denny will pitch. And 1-3, wild pitch. It's a blank. Sachs, 5-5, fly ball center field. Gary Maddox will get to that. And that's an out. Here's Landro. Landro's 0 for 2. Pitch coming. Denny, 5-3, strikeout 8. Cold strike 3 on Landro. They'll go ahead and Landro strike out again, and that is strikeout number 4 for Denny, 2 away. And here comes Baker. Baker 1 for 2. Denny will set up against Baker. Here comes the pitch. And that is a 4-6. It's a blank. Baker, 3-1. Ground ball to third. Easy play for Smitty. And he will toss it over and retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers. Still tied at 1 going in the bottom of the 6th. Both these pitchers are pitching their butts off. If it wasn't for the errors If it wasn't for the errors, the Phillies would probably have a 1-0 lead here. Mr. Pete Rose leads off for the Phillies. Charlie Hustle's 1 for 2 with a double. Welch will deal. And let's see here. Welch, 6-6 against the switch left. That's a blank. Rose, 4-4, powered into right field. That's a 13, and that's going to hang up there. And Mike Marshall's going to have enough time. He'll make the play for out number 1. Here's Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 1 with a walk. Welch will pitch. And 2-5, strikeout. No, 19 is high. Morgan, 2-3, grounded to second base. Easy play for sacks. That's out number 2. Here comes Schmitty. Schmidt is 0 for 2. Welch pitching an absolute. Both these pitchers are pitching a gem. You kind of think the team, these are the aces for the rotations. You kind of think the team that's got to win today with their ace. Welch will pitch. Welch, 5-3, strikeout 2, swing and a miss, struck him out, and the inning is over. Third strikeout for Welch. And 1, 2, 3, go the Phillies, tied at 1 after 6. Does anybody like pitcher duels there in the chat? Because that's what you got right now. We go to the 7th inning. Both pitchers can pitch. Still got a little bit left in the tank. Pedro Guerrero leads off for the Dodgers. He's 0 for 2. Denny will go ahead and pitch. And 1-2, strikeout. That's going to miss. Guerrero, 1-5, and he flies 1 to right. Von Hayes will come over near the line and grab it. Here's Brock. Brock is 0 for 2. Pitch from Denny. 2-4. Range play. Brock. 5-3. Base hit into right field, but it's a range play for Von Hayes. Von Hayes' range is a 3. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. 2 outs. He goes ahead and takes a single away from Brock. 2 away. And now Marshall. Marshall's 0 for 2. Fast-moving game here. 32 minutes in the stream. We're already in the 7th. Denny will pitch to Marshall. And 2-4. Range play again. Marshall. 2-6. That's powered into right field. That's a 13. That's going to be a double, but it's once again a range play for Von Hayes. Hayes' range is a 3. Does he take a double away from Marshall? Da-da-da. Da-da-da. And the side is retired. All 3 outs in this inning were all done by Von Hayes. 2 of them were range plays. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. This is only the start of the Championship Series round of the 1983 postseason. Tomorrow night, Game 1 of the American League Championship Series between the Detroit Tigers and the Chicago White Sox. Games 1 and 2, 6 and 7 will be at Comiskey Park. Games 3, 4, and 5 will be at Tiger Stadium. That series will be Fall Classic. Jack Morris will be going for the Tigers. Richard Dotson will be going for the White Sox. And that's what we go here as we start tomorrow night's series in the ALCS, the Tigers and the White Sox. Who will win that series to move on to the World Series? Be there or be square for that series tomorrow night. ALCS Game 1, Tigers at the Pale Hose. We go to the bottom of the seventh here. Dodgers and Phillies tied at 1. Game 1 of this NLCS. Gary Matthews leads off for the Phillies. He's 0 for 2. Both pitchers pitching an absolute gem. Although the Phillies did commit 4 errors. Pitch from Welch. And 2-4. Strikeout just missed. Matthews, 1-1. Ground out to short. Easy play for Russell. And Russell will turn it over for out number 1. Here's Maddox. Maddox is 0 for 2. I got 13 people watching and nobody in the chat. Hey, people, at least say hello. At least say hello. I know you got a lot of people are lurking and listening, but some people say hello here. Welch will pitch. Welch, 4-2. Error on a grounder. Maddox, 5-2. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Guerrero. His error rating is a 14. That's an 11, and that's an error. Maddox will reach. That's going to be an E5 on Guerrero, and that is the first error on the Dodgers in the ball game. As Clee baseball fan says hello here at Veteran Stadium. Here's Diaz. Diaz is 1 for 2 with a single. Maddox at 7 steals in 83. And that's a 20. Welch fires to first and 3. And he's called for a balk. Welch, a 1-7 is a balk. That's a 3. And he balks Maddox. That could be huge. A balk called by Bob Welch. And Maddox will go to second. Go ahead run in scoring position. Re-roll the strat. And that's an 8. Maddox will stay where he is. Welch will pitch. And 1-4. Strikeout. No. Diaz. 2-5. Ground ball to first. That'll get picked up by Brock. They'll take it to the bag himself. Maddox goes to third. So 2 down. And now a chance for DeJesus. Fans here at Veteran Stadium saying, come on, guys, someone's got to break through. DeJesus is 0 for 2. Welch will pitch. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 18. Maddox stays put. Welch will deal. 4-6. That's a blank. DeJesus. 1-3. Ground ball to short. That'll be handled by Russell. He's got it. Throws to first. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits. There was an error, and there was a balk. But the Phillies cannot take advantage of it. Still tied at 1 after 7. I don't get many games like this. David Vega joins us here at Veteran Stadium. I mean, I don't mind guys lurking. I know I said I got 15 people watching. Just come on, people. Just at least say hello. You don't have to. Just at least say hello. We go to the top of the 8, tied at 1. John Denny can pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. He's also due to lead off the 8th. Steve Yeager leads off for the Dodgers. He'll bat. He's 2 for 2. Denny will go ahead and pitch. D. Scott Howard, the GOAT Whisperer, joins us here at Veteran Stadium, as well as Ryan Sullivan. Yeah, say hello. Pitch from Denny. 3-1. That's at the park. Veteran Stadium. 1-1. That's a fly to left. Easy play from Matthews. And he's got it for out number 1. Mark Russell joins us here at Veteran Stadium. Here's Russell. Russell is 0 for 2. Denny will go ahead and pitch. Denny, 3-3. That's a blank. Russell, 4-1. Ground out to third. Handled easily by Schmitty. And that is out number 2. Bob Welch can pitch to 1 more batter before he tires, but they are taking him out. He is done. He pitched an absolute gem, but the Dodgers are going to go to the bullpen. Going to go to the bench. And coming on to pinch hit for the Dodgers will be Rick Monday. 247 average, 6 homers. 20 RBIs. So Welch right now is leaving with a no decision at this time, unless Monday can do something here. 2 outs, top of the 8th, tied at 1. Denny, he will pitch. 1-4, strikeout. Called strike 3 on Monday, and the inning is over. Denny gets his 5th strikeout, and 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers with a 1-run, with a tie game here. They're going to go to the bullpen, and they're going to bring out Tom Niedenfuer. He will come on to pitch. Niedenfuer has made a couple of appearances. Niedenfuer has 2 saves and 1 hold for the postseason. So he will come on to pitch for the Dodgers. He can pitch to 6 of them. 6 batters. And we're going to see a pinch hitter for John Denny as he's going to come out and leave as well. So both pitchers did a heck of a job, but they're going to go ahead and go to the they're going to go to the bench. And let's see. Coming on to pinch hit for the Phillies is going to be Greg Gross. 302 average, no homers, 29 RBIs. And so Welch is going to leave with a no decision. And Denny right now has a no decision unless the Phillies take the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Tied at 1, Greg Gross will go up against Niedenfuer. Pitch. 4-1. That's at the park. Veterans Stadium. 2-3. And it's a grounded right at the plate. That's grounded by Yeager. Yeager's error rating is a 9. That's a 3. And errors. And that's going to be an error on Yeager. Remember, in the version 4 rules, anytime a catcher rating comes up that is not a range play, you check for an error. And Yeager bobbles it and cannot make the play. That is huge. That's going to be an E2. And it moves Gross to first. And now the batter is Hayes. That's the second error on the Dodgers in the game. Ginormous error. And the batter is Hayes. Now, Greg Gross only has a base running rating of 1. There are a lot of people that tell me I should go ahead and make speed changes. In fairness, I usually really don't like doing that. So I'm going to let Gross stay on there. Who knows? Here's Hayes. He's 1 for 3. This is also only game 1 of this series. Niedenfuer will pitch to Hayes as Marlon Price joins us here at Veterans Stadium. Game 1 of this NLCS. Dodgers and Phillies. These 2 teams did meet historically in the NLCS in 1983. That was a best of 5. This is a best of 7. Gross on it first. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 15. Niedenfuer will pitch. Niedenfuer 3-6. That's an automatic out. And it's a fly to center field. Landro's going to get to it. And that's out number 1. John Haverly now joins us here at Veterans Stadium. Here's Charlie Hustle. He's 1 for 3. Gross on it first. And that's a 20. Niedenfuer fires to first base and picked him off. Niedenfuer picks off Gross. A 1 to 5 is a pickoff. That's a 4. And he is out. So now 2 outs as Gross is picked off by Niedenfuer. And now it's up to Rose with the bases empty. Rose 1 for 3 here. What a pitcher's duel we got here in game 1 of this series. Niedenfuer will pitch. 5-1. Range play at the park. Veterans Stadium. 3-5. It's a double to right field, but it's a range play for Mike Marshall. Marshall has to make a play now. His range is a 2. Nope, it's going to be a double, and Rose will hold at second base. Rose gets his second hit of the game. How big now was that pickoff at first? That was a huge pickoff. And now here's Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 2 with a walk. Tom Niedenfuer trying to keep this a 1-1 game here in the bottom of the 8th. The fans here at the vet are going crazy. They're hoping that Morgan can come through. Need strategy roll, and nothing on the 17. Rose stays at second. Niedenfuhr will pitch. 3-5, and that's an automatic. Out! And it's going to be a fly ball to left field. Dusty Baker will get to it. He will make the catch and retire the side. No runs, a hit, one error, but the Phillies could not take advantage of it. And a huge pickoff by Niedenfuhr. Who knows if that run would have scored. Tied at 1 after 8. But will we see some ninth inning magic? Top of the ninth. Steve Sachs leads off for the Dodgers. Phillies coming on to bring on a pitcher, and they're going to bring on their own closer, and that's going to be Al Holland. Al Holland, for the Phillies, he has 2 saves in the postseason. So they're going to let Holland pitch this inning. He can pitch to 5. So it'll be a no decision for Denny. He's going to go 1-0-1, and Welch is going to be 2-0-1. So Holland will come on to pitch and Niedenfuhr. So let's see what happens. So here's Al Holland pitching to Sachs. Top of the 9th, tied at 1. Holland will pitch. And 3-5, error on a throw. Sachs, 1-1. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball to left field. That'll be caught by Matthews. Of course, there won't be a throwing error, and that's out number 1. The Phillies have committed 4 errors today. Anytime an error rating comes up, I'm pretty sure the fans here at Veterans Stadium bite their fingernails. Here's Landreau. He's 0 for 3. Landreau came into this game batting .477 for the postseason. He's yet to get a hit tonight. Holland will deal. Holland, 5-5, range play. Landreau. 3-2 against the lefty. It's a ground ball to second base. That ball is hit to Morgan. His range is a 2. But he's not getting that. It'll be a base hit. Landreau gets a single. Tough play for Morgan. Go ahead run on first. Here comes Baker. Baker is 1 for 3. 1 out. Top of the 9th, tied at 1. Holland trying to keep it where it is. Landreau had 30 stolen bases. He gets the steal sign. And You know what? Baker, a good hitter, but we're sending him. 15 plus 2 is 17. Diaz, -1 is a 16. Landreau taking off for second base. A 1-16, he is safe. Barely gets under the tag, but he's safe. Landreau barely got under the tag. Stolen base for him. And they're calling for the replay. They're challenging the call in the dugout. Oh, wait, this is 1983. Landreau's going to just get under there. And judging from the replay, he might have got in by his fingertips. But that's going to be a stolen base for Landreau. That could be huge. And now Baker will bat with a runner on second. Still 1 out. Strategy roll for Landreau now. He'll stay at second base. Holland will pitch to Baker. He'll go ahead and make the deal. Holland, 2-3 against the righty. It's a blank. Baker, 3-2. Base hit into left field. It's a single. Landreau, base runner 4. Single into left field. +1. A 1-5. Landreau will score. The Dodgers take the lead. Landreau comes from second. He scores. RBI single by Baker. 9th inning magic strikes again. 2-1 Dodgers. Stadium groans. Dusty Baker makes a huge base hit. And now it's 2-1 Dodgers here in the 9th. And here comes Guerrero. Guerrero is 0 for 3. Stolen base by Landreau. What a call. What a great managerial call here. You just don't see managing like this on that other channel with the fluffy cat. As Chuck Rawlings joins us here at Veterans Stadium. So Baker on at first, 1 out, top of the ninth. Strategy roll still on. Baker staying put. Pitch from Holland. 1-3. Wild pitch. No, a possible pass ball. Diaz's pass ball rating is a 2. And it bounces off his chest protector, and Baker goes to second. Now a pass ball on Bo Diaz. So another runner in scoring position as Baseball with Demos joins us here at Veterans Stadium. What differentiates the stadium grown from? I don't know. I sometimes decide in a way what it could be. You know, who knows? Guerrero is 0 for 3. Check out Baseball Demos' 1978 season ticket replay. Game of the week. He started that today. For those of you who didn't miss it, it was opening day for him on this channel. The season ticket baseball. Please check out that. That's always a lot of fun when he does a game of the week. I'm always happy when he does it. It kills good. It kills good time. It kills good time while I'm at work. Baker on at second. And he will, let's see, strategy roll. And Holland will go ahead and pitch to Guerrero. Holland, 6-3 against the righty. It's a blank. Guerrero, 2-4. And it's a fly ball to left field. That's going to be caught by Matthews. And that is out number 2. Baker will automatically stay at second. And now the batter is Brock. Brock is 0 for 3, but reached on an error. Baker, you mean you watch videos supposed to be working? Yeah. Trust me. Saturdays where on my work, nothing going on. I really should be off on Saturdays. Strategy roll. Nothing happening. Baker stays at second. Holland will pitch to Brock. Holland. 1-2. Strikeout plus 10. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the inning is over. But 1 run on 2 hits, 1 stolen base, and 1 passed ball. We go to the bottom of the 9th with the Dodgers a 2-1 lead. But will we see some bottom of the 9th inning magic? Tom Niedenfuer can pitch to 2 more batters before he tires. He's staying on the mound. But the leadoff batter for the Phillies is Michael Jack Schmidt. Schmidt is 0 for 3. Sports Time Machine. Utah Mike joins us here at Veterans Stadium. Tom Niedenfuer trying to get the win. Niedenfuer will go ahead and pitch. Niedenfuer, 3-6, automatic out. And it's going to be a fly to left field and picked up easily by Baker, 1 out. Here's Matthews. Matthews is 0 for 3. Hotel California game. Boston versus California. Can't miss that. Niedenfuer will go ahead and pitch to Matthews. Niedenfuer, 2-3. That's at the park. Veterans Stadium, 3-6. And it's a fly ball to right field. Mike Marshall's going to come to it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. Niedenfuer is tired, at least for this batter now. Last chance for the Phillies is Gary Maddox. Maddox is 0 for 3, reached on an error. Niedenfuer sets up against Maddox. Fans here at Veterans Stadium hoping Maddox can keep it going. 2-1 Dodgers here, Game 1 NLCS. Niedenfuer will pitch. 2-2. And it's an automatic out. It's going to be a fly ball to left field. Dusty Baker will come in there, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game. The Los Angeles Dodgers steal home field advantage in this series. Win it here 2-1 and take a 1-0 series lead. Stadium barfs. Yeah. Nothing across for the Phillies. Final line score coming up. For the Dodgers, 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. For the Phillies, 1 run, 4 hits, and 4 errors. The winning pitcher is Tom Niedenfuer. He's going to wind up with the win. He's going to go to 1-0 in the postseason. Al Holland is going to take the loss. He'll go to 0-1. Both Welch and Denny get no decisions. So the Dodgers go ahead and win this game 2-1, and they take a 1-0 series lead here in the NLCS, and right now they've taken the home field. Tomorrow night, game 1 of the American League Championship Series, and I know Chuck Rawlings is not going to miss that one. It will be Fall Classic. That will be the series between those two. The Detroit Tigers taking on the Chicago White Sox. We will be at Comiskey Park. Jack Morris will be going for the Tigers, and Richard Dotson will be going for the White Sox. Game 1 of the ALCS tomorrow night here on the network. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Dodgers steal home field advantage. A heck of a pitcher's duel. Dodgers win it 2-1. They lead this National League Championship Series 1-0.